Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. By the time you guys are watching this right now, I will be on week 3 of my 12-week fitness challenge, but I'm personally on my 2nd week and I'm in the beautiful kitchen of my parents' home that they just moved to Pittsburgh, renovated this place. My dad's sitting over there watching me film this, and I decided I was going to do a grocery haul for you guys to show you how I'm eating over the holidays while I'm with my family, how I'm budgeting in alcohol and desserts while also still hitting my macros, my goals. I am tracking while I'm here, but like I said in previous videos, I've tracked for many years, so it's not a very huge lifestyle shift for me. It's just like muscle memory, right? It just comes back. So let me show you what me and my dad just went and got from the grocery store, and then we're gonna do a little bit of meal prepping together. So I like to keep my meal prep really simple. I don't get any crazy ingredients, make it really insane. As you guys can see, this is it. In general, let's start with the proteins. I bought some chicken breasts. These are thin sliced, boneless, organic chicken breasts. You can get these not thin sliced. I just didn't need as much because my dad told me we have some frozen chicken we can use. I got some ground turkey. I got 2 pounds of that. Really easy to make. I usually get 93.7, so 93% lean, 6% fat. This one is actually 94.6, which is basically the same. I've started eating a lot of beans. So if you guys watched my 2nd week check-in, I talked about how beans have been a new addition to my diet. I've been eating a lot of them. So I got kidney, garbanzo, cannelli, and black beans. And these are just really great for protein, good source of carbohydrates. They're not a high GI food. They don't have a lot of sugar, and they keep you full because they have fiber in them, and fiber is a type of carb that we do not digest, and it helps kind of bulk up your poo and just make life a lot easier. You feel more satiated when you eat a high fiber diet. Got some egg whites here. These are pastured eggs. You can always tell if you just look somewhere, usually on the lip under here. Pastured eggs are much better because the chickens are eating all of the nutrients that they kind of can find out in the pasture rather than being fed cornmeal. So when they do look at the nutrient profile of egg, pastured versus raised, like cage-free even, or just free range, they're not as nutrient dense as the pastured eggs. Got some Chobani Greek vanilla blended yogurt. This is 0 fat, some carbs, kind of a typical amount of sugar, probably on the lower end that you would see in yogurts. I also got like a completely plain Fahe yogurt, 0%. And then we did get some regular eggs as well, which has some healthy fats in it. Moving on to fats. So I am not eating as high a fat diet really as I have in the past. I'm still having fats. There's gonna be fats in here because let's see, probably about 4.5 grams or 8 grams of fat. So the oatmeal, which is also my carb, is gonna have a lot of fats. The egg yolks are gonna have fats. I also have some avocado. I love avocado as a source of healthy fat because it's high in fiber. So again, it's always good to get high fiber foods when you can. Also be cooking with olive oil, coconut oil, and that's gonna help me get my fats up. And then of course there's fats in the turkey, not so much the chicken though. And then lastly, my fibrous carbs. So I always say if you're gonna eat your carbs, can eat, prioritize the high fiber carbs. So that's gonna be like Dave's Killer bread. This has a ton of fiber in it, 5 grams per slice. That's solid. I also have some non-fibrous carbs, and these are mostly to fuel my workout, such as some jam for the mornings before and after I work out. Just some good nutrients. I have some arugula, I got broccoli. I have some bananas for the morning, cooking with lemon and garlic and onion and pepper. And we have some tortillas just to spice up my lunches if I get bored. My parents are cooking, I'll be adding veggies in pretty much as as I like. So I'm gonna start by chopping up an onion and some garlic to cook the meat. So something that I wanted to chat with you guys about was if numbers and tracking gives you anxiety or it's not feeling good for you, then it's not a healthy routine. It's not a healthy system for you. One of my friends was talking about this. Tracking in itself can be a very powerful tool. It can give you a lot of awareness about what you're currently doing so that you can kind of move into a place that is healthier for you. We track a lot of things, right? We talk about tracking calories, we talk about tracking, macros, step count, but then that's often it's looked down upon by some people. But then we track so many other things in our life. If you think about it, we track our bank accounts, we track, our credit card statements. Like there are lots of numbers in our lives, which is just to say that numbers are useful, and it's really how we use them and our sort of mental health around the numbers that matters the most. So that's to say that if you want to reach a goal, say you want to save money, how are you going to save money if you don't have a budget, right? If anyone ever wants to save money, the first thing they do is they make a budget. They figure out what their expenses are. They figure out what, where they can cut costs, what they can spend less. That's sort of the same thing that I do with my clients when we first start working together. Is we do a food journal. We take an inventory of our current habits, and I feel like I'm holding this knife and it's weird as I'm talking to you guys about this. I'm not threatening you, I'm just cutting an onion. So what's really important about numbers is our relationship with them, and numbers like the scale, these types of numbers, they only have power because we give it to them. Numbers inherently are not judging you, they're not biased, it's ourselves that do that. And if this is something that you've struggled with in the past, then it's not a healthy habit for you. And for now, the answer is don't track calories, don't do anything that is not a healthy routine for you. But the sort of long answer to that is that I want you guys to also be aware that you can change your relationship with those numbers, but it's gonna take some inner work, because the numbers can help you a lot in the long run, and you don't have to feel judged by them. I don't track calories. I do track macros, which is more of a nutrient-based way of counting, and it has never triggered me. But when I was younger, I did feel victimized by the scale. That was always something when I was younger that bothered me a lot. Definitely the scale was not fun for me growing up. I was always trying to stay under 110 pounds, 112 pounds. I weigh like 120 now for reference. The biggest benefit of tracking things is that it just gives you an awareness that can help change your routines, help you make healthier choices. So for example, I do work on my computer all day, right? Creating content for you guys, coaching, working with my team. And if I did not get up and walk, I could easily just walk like 2,000 steps per day, and that's not enough. That's sedentary. So by tracking my step count just for a couple days, I can see, oh, I'm only walking 4,000 steps, which means I need to go walk. And how will I know how far to walk? Well, I walk for 30 minutes. Maybe I go listen to a podcast and go for a walk. And I find out that in that 30 minutes, I walked 5,000 steps. I never really have to track again, right? Because I'm like, okay, I know that if I naturally walk 5,000 steps a day within my house and the gym, and then I go for a 30-minute walk today, I will have hit 10,000 steps. It's just something that contributes to your knowledge base and allows you to kind of change your lifestyle. So that's an example of how you can start with numbers and then move away from numbers and let it sort of empower you to make better choices about your daily life. So what I like to do for cooking oil is I'll just take a little bit of oil, pour it in the pan, and then I'm gonna take a paper towel and just cover the entirety of the pan, just because you don't need to cook with that much oil. You can also get a misto. You can get a misto, and it'll spritz your pan with oil instead of just like free pouring tons of oil. Okay, so I'm just heating up the pan. Okay, so the pan is a little toasty, so I'm gonna put a bunch of probably not all of the onion, save some for the chicken, put some of the onion in. I'll probably use all the garlic. I like a really garlicky seasoned meat. And then I'm gonna let it sit in here until the onions turn clear. Do we have any spice blends? Yeah. Oh my. Okay, so normally when I'm in my own kitchen, I cook with, like I have all these spice blends and I just rotate them just for simplicity's sake, because I'm not a good chef. I just we do our best. But I am at my parents' house and they have mixed things. So I'm gonna use this thing called Old Bay seasoning, which is just a spice blend. So I'm putting turkey in, and now I'm just gonna break it up and brown all of the turkey until it's like browned and it's cooked all the way through. Okay, so I've just put it in a Tupperware for the week, and next I'm gonna cook the chicken. The pan is still hot, so I'm gonna put the onions on it and garlic on it, and it'll heat up really quick. The onions, it's still got like some oil in it and also some fat, the turkey fat, so I'm not gonna add additional oil or anything. I feel like I'm on a cooking show. It's fun. Just kidding, I'm adding a tad bit of oil because I can see it's a little dry on one area. Actually, it's very dry. I lied. I'm not gonna add additional oil or anything. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take the chicken. I'm gonna rinse it and then cut it into strips. So now I have some tongs and I'm just flipping the chicken after like, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, so that's it. If I wasn't filming, this would literally take me like 15 minutes to do. So that's already makes life really easy. Now I'm just gonna take some cans of beans and drain them and put them in just put them in containers so that they're easy to grab throughout the week. So then I just take beans, pour them in a little container, and this just makes it so that throughout the week, it's just a lot easier. You can just go into your fridge and you have foods already available for you. And another thing you could do if you don't like prepping your meals in the morning, like putting them in containers, you could just put the food into its individual containers for the day, but because I work from home, like I have no problem just taking a large container of meat and then portioning out what I need at that time. But you could put it into individual containers, so that would make your life easier. Oops. Hello. So this is really all I do for meal prep. It's really easy. I don't make a huge fuss out of it. It doesn't take that much time, and everything else that I'm gonna eat is pretty much like grab and go. Unless I'm cooking some egg whites or something. Beans are pretty much grab and go. Vegetables I can just steam in the bag in the microwave, or I can cook them. I don't spend like hours roasting vegetables each week, even though that would be great. Sometimes we don't have that time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this grocery haul and how I kind of meal prep some essentials. Let me know in the comments if you wanna see any particular recipes or you have any questions about this grocery haul. In New York, I was also gonna say my groceries cost me on average about $110 a week. Here in Pittsburgh, it was probably cheaper just because New York is crazy like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, powerful day. And remember to subscribe to Smalletics for more content tailored to petite women, and give us a like if you enjoyed it or you learned something new, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.